Hi, this is Dreama, and today we are doing a client reading. It is a 2-question reading, and we're going to be using the Gilded Tarot deck today, and it's one of my favorite decks, and I feel extremely connected to this deck. Now, as I said, this is a client reading, and I won't be saying the name of the client, but they know who they are, and I know who they are. This is a 2-question reading, and I've actually designed a spread for this reading. And we're going to have 3 cards here, 3 cards here, and 1 in the center. Now, the ones on these side will answer the first question, these the second, and the middle will be the overall card. Now, I've already shuffled these ahead of time, just because my camera, for some reason, doesn't run past so many minutes, and I kind of run out of time. And I want to make sure I'm able to explain these cards, okay? So we're going to lay out the first 3 cards for the first question. And then these 3 for the second, and a card for the center for our overall. Now, the cards on this side, like I said, will represent the first question. And the first question basically is, there's someone special in the client's life, and they would like to know how they really feel about them. Do they love them, or kind of what's going on? So I'm going to turn these 3 over, actually all at once, so I can get a good look at what is going on. Okay? And what we have first is the Queen of Swords, okay, and then we have the Tower, and lastly we have the Knight of Pentacles. Now, as far as how does this person feel about the client, what I'm seeing and getting from this card, this is a very intense card. The Queen of Swords, as you can see, she is holding a sword, and there's a ball of light at the top. This tells me that this person has very intense feelings for the client. They are just extremely intense. Now, the second one is the Tower. Now, what this card tells me is that there's going to be some kind of change, some kind of separation that has to go on with this person. I don't know if it's family or what, but they have to make some sort of separation, and they know that. But their feelings are so intense that it's actually causing a lot of conflict. And lastly, we have the Knight of Pentacles. And this is an interesting card because, you know, to me this card actually, if you look at him, he kind of looks as though he's ready. He's standing there ready and waiting. And that's what I'm getting, is that there is an intense love that is going on, but there are some obstacles in the way, and that one of them is there needs to be a separation, and that person is ready and willing to do that, okay? Now we're going to move over to the second question, and this question will tell us if there will or will not be some sort of relationship between the client and this other person. Okay, turn these over. Okay, what we have is the Page of Cups, and we have the 4 of Cups, and we have the Ace of Pentacles. Now, what I'm getting basically from this card is that, you know, because of what is going on here, it's going to affect this, if that makes sense. Just because there is this separation that needs to take place, you know, once you go on to the relationship, it makes it just a little bit more complicated because there are some obstacles in the way. Now, you know, to me, this tells me, this page card, the Page of Cups, that there is some sort of romance that will go on between these 2 people. You know, almost to the point where it becomes poetic. That's kind of what I'm getting, is poetic. And then I'm going to move to the 4 of Cups. Now, this also is an interesting card because, as you can see, the lady is looking up and there's a hand that's offering a cup. Actually, what I'm getting from this is an offering of a romantic relationship, and that will happen to the client in the future, okay, from this person. Now, the last card that I'd like to talk about is the Ace of Pentacles, this one right here. Now, this card is interesting in, in the respect that for the future relationship, if there is one, that this card tells me that there's going to be a lot of abundance. That's what I'm getting, a lot of abundance within this relationship. It will almost become, between the offering of the relationship and the romance, this card just kind of, for me, makes it complete. And the reason I say that it is just because overall, this relationship has to go through these obstacles in order to get there. Now, once it gets there and it does become a romantic relationship, then the Ace of Pentacles basically means contentment. That's what I'm getting. That this will be a very content relationship. These two people will have a romantic, it will be content, and there will be an offering of a relationship at some point. Now, lastly, the card I want to talk about is the card in the center. And this card is the overall card. This is the Five of Swords. Now, as you can see, he is holding 4 swords in one arm, and there is another one being held up. Now, what I normally get from this card is that there's going to be some kind of loss. As you can see, he's kind of walking away. So there's going to be some kind of loss. Somebody is going to feel defeated overall. And what I'm getting is that that's going to come about over here at the Tower. There has to be some sort of separation, and that's where the loss is going to happen. I don't believe it's going to be the client or the person asking the question. What I'm getting is that there's going to be some sort of loss, but it's not going to be of the relationship. It's going to be of whatever this obstacle is in the beginning, as far as how this person feels. In order to move on with the intense love that they have for the client to move forward, there will have to be a loss, something that is changing, it's life-changing, okay? All right, that does conclude my reading for today, and I would like to thank everyone for joining me, and I do hope to see you again.